here to announce and promote the UK Flat Earth page on Facebook and YouTube and Google Plus, and we're going to talk to some of the admin and just introduce ourselves and get to know everyone. So should we start with Lorna? Yeah.
Maybe. Hi everyone. I've suddenly come across all nervous.
Yeah. It's generally what happens.
The first thing to say is why we started this group up, specifically for people who live in the UK, was because, like myself, most of the people I know on the flat earth scene, in the flat earth movement, are in the States, the majority of them, to be honest, and I'm a kind of touchy-feely person, and I wanted a place to, you know, be able to go and meet people and stuff like that, you know. So the group was really made for people to exchange numbers, arrange meetups, and it wasn't really meant to be a flat earth group either. It was just a place for flat earthers to talk about anything that they want, from the Hampstead paedophilia rings to fucking all. Oh, sorry, I swear. I was going to try and get through this whole thing without swearing, but it is one of my things. I do swear quite a bit. You know, and the way that I came to Flat Earth was through other, I'm going to say conspiracy theories, but I don't really, you know, whatever you want to call them. I spent quite a few years in loads of groups, where I met a few people that are now in the FE movement. You know, we didn't know anything about FE then, but I know I consider myself to be a real truther, not a fly-by-night idiot who, you know, when it comes to the real challenging stuff, they just revert to type. That's not me. I'm a real truther, and this truth that I kept seeking led me to Flat Earth. Same as it did, you know, I'll mention Darren Nesbitt, because what an influence he's been over me. Some of the questions he asked the general public on his wall were just mind-blowing. And he got me to question a couple of things, and such as water always finding its level. Now, I'd never thought about that at all. Never really occurred to me that how would water stick to this ball that we're supposedly living on. It never really occurred to me. They're not questions I asked, you know. You know, and he posted on his wall a whole list. I don't know, Zanny will probably remember it. A whole list of questions, and he was just asking everyone. And I had a little bit of resistance to some of it, but the majority of it just sat really well with me. And I then I was in another group called Kibosh, which is a beautiful little group. I love it. And you know, so I knew Petra anyway before I knew about FE. Petra, the beautiful Petra, who, you know, I'm just stoked she's on our admin here at the UK, and you know, she took time out to PM me, so we had like quite a nice conversation privately, and then she got me into the Versus group. I think there was 980 odd people there when I first joined, and what a place! That group changed my life without a doubt. I learned more in Versus than I did throughout my whole so-called schooling. Like, you know, I now know it to be extreme state programming, and I'm one of these people that didn't fall for the programming. It kind of didn't work on me. I've always been this rebellious, prove it type person, you know. But like I say, the one thing I never really questioned was the shape of the world I lived on. It's just not one of those things you ask yourself, is it?
Victoria, how did you come across flat Earth information and the little society that's building on Facebook?
Similar to Lorne, it was the all the other truths, actual truths, finding them out. It's been a few years for me. My very first one was the moon landings, but that was about 15 years ago, and I never really thought much of it, and I wasn't really that interested in, you know, the pretend and everything, all the other rubbish that they talk about, the universe and all that. It never got to me, never interested me. But then, about 5 years ago, I come really into it. There was a different truth, which was through the what's happening in the food and diet industry, and I really looked deep into all that and started studying up, found out about all the natural cures, natural cures for cancer, and you know, vitamin C and different things like that can even cure AIDS. Now, they don't let all these things out, but you can research it. And so I went in through that route originally, and then I started looking into other stuff like all the paedophilia and different things like that. And then only not that long ago, I hadn't even heard of Flat Earth, which was now it seems crazy that I didn't even know, but it hadn't even entered my head and I hadn't come across it. But I watched The Biggest Lie Ever Told, something like that, and that was it. I was just believe it, and everything what I was learning previously, I was looking into it, but I was only doing it occasionally. Since I found out about Flat Earth, I have not been able to put, my phone is my computer, I've not been able to put my phone down. So I've been on YouTube and reading as much stuff as I can, going on as many groups as I can, and I just can't get enough information. It's just I'm interested in everything what's happening up there, the moon, the sun, because it's all relative now. It all actually means something because it feels real. Before, to me, it did feel like a fantasy, and now I know it was a fantasy, the universe and all that stuff. But now it's real because I'm looking at the sky every day when I go out, and I'm looking at the sun, and I'm looking at the moon, and it's just awe-inspiring. It's just amazing. But Flat Earth to me now, it's everything now. My life now.
Never been big into NASA. I always thought that the moon landings were a hoax, a lie, and I was looking into maps, and because my husband kept saying that the map in our kitchen's a political map, and I didn't know what he meant by a political map, because I just thought a map should be a true representation of the landmass. And so that took me about 5 minutes to find out that that's not true, and I was really blown away by that. And I came across this. It was like a simulation cartoon thing of the Earth spinning and an aeroplane traveling around the Earth, and how long it takes to fly from America to China or Tokyo and then back again at the same time. And I was like, that's when it clicked for me, and I was like, oh my God. And I left it for a couple of days, and then I was just at the computer typing in all the time, you know, what shape is the planet, what's the true shape of the Earth, and then I came across Matthew Powerman's work, and so I followed him for a long time.